Welcome to FoodPoint. This is my recipe for beef Wellington, as requested by Nicko's Kitchen. You've probably already heard of him, but Nicko is a very well-known Australian YouTuber who has managed to achieve international fame with his cooking channel. As far as food channels go, he's sitting around the top of the spectrum, with a ridiculous number of fans across several social media platforms. While Nicko is a friend of mine, I never anticipated receiving a request from him, especially since he can probably cook it for himself, only better, so I hope I don't let anyone down. For this recipe, you'll need a decent piece of beef eye fillet, somewhere between 800 grams to a kilogram, 300 grams of Swiss brown mushrooms, 4 large Savoy cabbage leaves, 2 tablespoons of hot English mustard, 30 grams of unsalted butter, some extra virgin olive oil, salt, and pepper. You'll also need some pastry. You can use store-bought pastry or make your own. Most people use puff pastry, but here I'm using the same short crust pastry that I use for my steak and stout pie in season 3. To start, coat the fillet with a generous pinch of salt and pepper and some olive oil. Place the fillet into a large pan over medium-high heat and sear on all sides for 2 to 3 minutes each to form a crust. While you're waiting, place the mushrooms into a food processor and blend until well minced. Remove the beef from the pan and place aside to cool. Then melt the butter in the pan along with around a tablespoon of olive oil. Add in the blended mushrooms, followed by some salt and pepper. Fry the mushrooms until browned and all the liquid has evaporated. Then remove from the pan and place aside to cool. Next, bring a pot of water to the boil. Place in the cabbage leaves and simmer for 5 to 10 minutes, or until the stalks are soft and pliable. Drain the cabbage and place aside to cool. Once everything is cool, brush the fillet with some of the mustard until well coated. Place 2 of the cabbage leaves down flat and overlapping. Then spoon over the mushroom in a patch roughly the same shape as the fillet. Place the fillet on top of the mushroom, then cover with the remaining cabbage leaves and tuck under the edges. Then wrap this parcel with your pastry and move it to a tray lined with some baking paper. Brush the pastry with a bit of beaten egg so it colours nicely while baking. And just slice a few slits into the top so any steam can escape. Place the Wellington into a preheated 200-degree oven and roast for 40 minutes to an hour, depending on how cooked you want it. Allow the Wellington to rest for up to 10 minutes, then cut it into thick slices and serve. And there you have my take on a beef Wellington. Hope you like it, Nicko. To visit Nicko's channel, please click on the box to the left. Or, for one of my less complicated beef recipes, please click the screen on the right. And if you like what you see, subscribe and stay tuned for more. Please also check out my blog at www.foodpointhq.blogspot.com for more in-depth recipe instructions. If you have a recipe request, please send me an email or message and it may be featured in a future episode. Until next time, happy eating!